Once upon a time, in a village called Obi, a quiet and peaceful community surrounded by hills and forests, traditions were sacred. Among these customs was one unbreakable rule: no one was to pound with a mortar and pestle after sunset. The elders warned, the sound of pounding at night disturbs the spirits of the dark. They are unforgiving and will bring suffering upon the village. The villagers of Obi respected this law. But Evelyn, a young woman with a curious mind and a rebellious heart, often questioned the old ways. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the village prepared for rest, F and her mother, Mama Titi, were finishing their evening tasks. Mama Titi, a woman who held deep respect for the traditions, turned to her daughter with a warning. "Evelyn," she said, her voice firm, "it's late. Leave the mortar and pestle. Whatever is left can wait until morning." Evelyn sighed in frustration. "Mama, why do we live in fear of things we cannot see? These stories of spirits, where are they? Why should we follow rules without reason?" Mama Titi gave her a stern look. "Evelyn, there are reasons we follow these rules. The wisdom of the elders protects us from harm. You must not question what you do not understand." Evelyn shrugged, dismissing her mother's words. That night, as the village slept and silence blanketed the land, hunger gnawed at Evelyn's stomach. Her defiance overcame her caution. Quietly, she lit her lantern, brought out the mortar and pestle, and began to pound. The sound cut through the stillness of the night. At first, everything seemed normal, and Evelyn smirked. "See? Nothing to fear." But as she continued, a chilling breeze swept through the hut. Shadows on the walls shifted unnaturally, and the lantern flickered. Suddenly, a loud, resonant voice boomed through the air. "Who dares disturb the peace of the night?" Evelyn froze as a towering figure appeared in the doorway. Its eyes glowed like fire, and its presence filled the room with dread. "You have broken the sacred rule," the spirit of the night thundered. "For your defiance, your village will suffer." With those words, the spirit vanished, leaving behind a cold silence and a single glowing bead on the floor. By morning, the effects of Evelyn's actions began to unfold. The crops in the fields withered, their leaves turning black as if scorched by an unseen fire. The river turned muddy and foul, its waters undrinkable. Livestock fell ill, and a strange sickness spread among the villagers. The once lively village of Obi became a place of despair. The elders gathered in the square, their faces grim. "Who among us has broken the sacred rule?" demanded Elder Item, the wisest of them all. Trembling, Evelyn stepped forward, clutching the glowing bead. "It was me," she confessed, her voice barely a whisper. "I pounded at night. I thought the stories were just tales." A collective gasp swept through the crowd. Mama Titi wept openly, while others murmured in fear and anger. Elder Item raised his staff. "The spirits are angered, and their wrath will not subside easily. The one who broke the rule must atone, but the path to redemption will not be easy." The elders sought the guidance of Mama Ebisi, the village priestess, who lived in the sacred grove. Mama Ebisi listened carefully, her face unreadable. "The spirits demand more than words," she said. "The one who caused the suffering must endure trials to prove our repentance. Only through pain and humility can balance be restored." Evelyn nodded, her face pale but resolute. "I will do whatever it takes to save my village." Mama Ebisi outlined the trials. F was to embark on a 3-day journey into the forbidden forest, carrying the glowing bead as her only light. She would face tests of endurance, courage, and faith. If she succeeded, she was to offer the bead at the shrine of the spirits deep within the forest. On the first day, Evelyn entered the forbidden forest alone. The trees were tall and gnarled, their branches twisting like claws. As she walked, the air grew heavy, and strange whispers surrounded her. Shadows moved in the corners of her vision, but when she turned, there was nothing there. Her first trial came at a wide, dark river. The waters roared with unseen dangers, and there was no bridge. Mama Ebisi's words echoed in her mind, "You must trust the spirits." Clutching the bead, Evelyn stepped into the water. It was icy cold, and the current was strong, but she pressed on. Halfway across, she stumbled and nearly drowned, but the glowing bead guided her to the other side. On the second day, she faced hunger and exhaustion. Her provisions had been minimal, and the forest offered no food. Her strength waned, but the bead glowed brighter, urging her onward. The final trial came on the third day, when she reached the shrine of the spirits. A massive serpent guarded the entrance, its eyes gleaming with menace. Evelyn was terrified, but she knelt before the serpent and placed the glowing bead on the ground. "I have come to atone for my actions," she said, her voice steady despite her fear. The serpent stared at her for what felt like an eternity, then slithered aside, allowing her to enter the shrine. Inside the shrine, Evelyn placed the bead on the altar and knelt. The spirit of the night appeared, its form radiant and imposing. "You have endured pain and fear," the spirit said. "You have shown humility and courage. Your repentance is accepted." The spirit waved its hand, and a warm light filled the shrine. When Eve emerged, she found the forest transformed. The trees were vibrant, the air was fresh, and a clear stream flowed nearby. When she returned to the village, the suffering had ended. The crops stood tall and green, the river ran clean, and the villagers were healthy once more. Evelyn's journey became a lesson for all. The story of her defiance, the village's suffering, and her painful redemption was passed down for generations. From that day forward, no one in the Obi dared to pound at night. And so, my friends, remember when the sun sets, let the mortar and pestle rest. Some rules are not just traditions, they are the wisdom of the unseen.